What's going on, everyone? In this video I want to show you guys how I get ready for my for the trading week, right? So today is Sunday. Today is July the 14th. And what I like to do each and every Sunday night is, obviously, I like to do technical analysis. I like to definitely do some top-down analysis where I look at the daily charts on the NASDAQ 100, the S&P 500, and then I look at, the big seven, right? So Apple, Tesla, Nvidia, Microsoft, AMD. I like to look at those names and kind of see what they're doing. And then what I really like to do, and this is what really gets me ready for the week, is I like to dive into my journal. I like to dive into my numbers. I like to dive into what's going on here. So what we're looking at here is my TradeZella for my funded accounts with Apex. Okay, so the date range here that we're looking at, we can, let's just go back to the last week of, the last week of June, and then to today's current day, which is the 14th, right? So if we look at this data here, this is, 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. And what I like to do is I like to start analyzing what are the numbers, right? And why this matters is because it's going to really set the tone for my current week. Meaning, I like to see, am I on pace for taking a payout with the prop firm? Okay, so these accounts are on pace for taking a payout this coming pay cycle. So this net P&L is definitely going to change once I withdraw some money from them. I look to take 2,000 per account out of these two accounts that I have here with Apex. Now, last week we did take money from two Top Step XFA accounts. So that has now cleared. So I've been working on these Apex accounts, and I kind of like to filter them. So I'll work on my few Top Step accounts, get those to pay out, or try to, right? Because again, trading is trading. We're never always going to make money. And then I like to switch over to my PA accounts. And then I always like to be trading evaluations at the same time. So I've got multiple evaluations going right now. Also on the back burner with Top Step. Again, looking to add a couple more Apexes as well. But again, what we're looking at here for the past 3 weeks is a net P&L of $5,000. Okay, so a trade win percentage of 87%. So, as much volatility as the market been providing, and as much ups and downs and big moves, we're doing decently. Okay, so I am a scalper. I'm looking to take very, very quick moves on legitimate setups that align with my strategy and my edge. Okay, I've got about 2 or 3 different entry models. One of those entry models is obviously the one that I teach a lot here on YouTube, which is a 20 SMA strategy. Then I'm also looking for some breakouts through opening session, the first hour range of trade. I'm also looking for reversals off of bigger levels of support, such as a linear regression or a 200-day moving average that I teach inside of Evolution Traders. Now, we've taken 78 total winning trades. We've had 11 losing trades, and we've had 1 scratch trade. Okay, 1 break even. Right now, we're sitting at a profit factor of 2.12. So a profit factor is a total number of the total profits divided by total losses. A profit factor above 1 indicates a profitable trading system. We've had 100% winning days. We've logged in 12 winning days here consecutively. And then our average win to trade loss is 121 to the green side, $400 to the red side. Now, this number is a little bit skewed because my scalping strategy, I am risking 2, sometimes even 3 to make 1. But with the high win rate percentage that can go on a max consecutive string of wins, we can definitely outweigh those losers. Okay, so just to kind of look at what's going on here for the month of July, $700 day here, $800 day here, $396 day here, $31 day here on the 4th of July because there was no trading for me there. I was off doing 4th of July things. Friday was a light day of 161. This past Monday was also a light day, 176, 263, 400, 700, and $500. Now, one thing that I want you guys to kind of focus on is the number of trades here. Now, because I'm a scalper, I'm going to be finding a little bit more opportunities in the day to take these trades. Again, I never really like having this many trades. 18 trades, way too much for me. Even though the profits are good, I did go red on the day early and I had to really battle back. That's why the number is so high. 17 trades, same scenario. Went down red early, had to really battle back. So technically speaking, these 2 green days here could be swapped for small red days, and I would be okay with that. Okay, So as I get ready for the week, I need to kind of go over these notes mentally. Just because all of these days are green, these 2 days could be red, and I need to be okay to live with that, okay? So, and why I say that is because technically speaking, you know, this day I started down $600, this day I started down $300. I could have just ended the day there and still been profitable over the past week, over the past 2 weeks, over the past 3 weeks. And that easily could have also turned into minus 1,200. This could have easily turned into minus 1,000 if I, you know, wasn't able to get on the right side of the trade, which could cause a lot more bigger problems mentally. Now, a lot of the trades that I'm taking here, I'm taking one mini contract. So a lot of my wins are going to be between, you know, $50 and $125. And the reason why I say between that, because sometimes I will exit the trade early if it's not really working as fast as I wanted to. Remember, the approach that I take with my trading is that the stock market works for me. I do not work for the stock market. So if I identify a particular setup and I don't like it after I'm in the setup, I'm quick to just exit that setup, okay? Again, so that's what being a trader is, guys. Just because you guys are following a system and a strategy doesn't mean you just have to sit there like an absolute stump and kind of just wait for something to happen, you know, wait for a bigger loss or wait for something to hope to happen, right? If you don't like the feeling when you're in the particular trade, get out of the trade, right? I don't know how many times I've taken a $40 winner off the table just because it's not moving fast enough for me, right? I'll just wait for the next setup. And there's been times as well where, you know, I get into a trade and it immediately just pulls back on me, and I have to force myself to just get out of the trade instead of trying to hold it and see if something's going to turn around. Now, I like this equity curve. It's nice and smooth. We had an initial ramp up here, and then we flatten out for a bit, and we got this next pop up. What I don't want to see on your guys' equity curves here is I don't want to see a big day and then a big spike down and then flat, and then a big spike and then a bigger spike down. I don't like seeing that big choppiness. I like to see nice and smooth. If we can keep this as smooth as possible, we're going to be on the right side, okay? So again, the reason why looking at this analysis and this data is so important is because of the fact that if I know that I have accounts that are due for payout, the last thing that I want to go do is go trade these things into the ground, okay? Go give back a bunch of profits, not be eligible for a payout, so forth and so forth. So until I request that payout and until that money hits the bank account where I can use it, touch it, feel it, smell it, I will probably switch to trading my top step accounts and working on evals, okay? So that's kind of how I rotate things. I know there's a lot of you guys out there that get these funded accounts, and then you guys, you know, run up a balance, they're eligible for payout, and then you just keep trying to hammer them home and hammer them home and hammer them home. And then it doesn't take, you know, but running into one bad day or even one bad trade where you give everything back, you go on tilt, and then now you've completely flushed the, you know, your potential payout down the drain. I like to keep things in a steady, smooth rotation, the same way I want to try as best as possible. But again, I'm human. I make mistakes just like everyone else. But I want to keep things very smooth, okay? And I want to keep things very slow, okay? So for me, it's not about trying to go out there and make $25,000 this month, right? I could easily double my size, triple my size, and that $5,000 net P&L for the past 30 days could be 10,000, could be even 15,000. But I also know that by doing that and by increasing my size on my risk, risk management side and on my strategy's edge, that I could potentially take losses that are 2, 3, 4 times as big as well. And that can really start to suffocate my, you know, the system that I'm on. So instead of trying to do that, what I'm going to do is just continue to add more accounts and continue to do a little bit more of the same. So again, if this is running on 2 accounts here, if it was 3 accounts, we'd be a little bit more in profit. If it was 4 accounts, we'd be a little bit more in profit, so forth and so forth. Now I still have another apex evaluation that I need to activate. That's going to be a third funded account here with Apex, and we're still rocking those 3 funded accounts with Top Step, and I'm working on a couple more evaluations over there to get it to the max 5 over there. Again, for those of you guys who do know me, I do trade a little bit more with Top Step. As of recently, I've been trading with Apex a little bit more. Again, I have no opinion or bias towards either firm. I've been paid out from both firms, and I like both firms. So again, I'm not going to get into the shoving match of which one's better and this one's this and this one's that. Guys, they're both great. I know people who've been paid out from all of them. Yes, the rules are different. Yes, rules change. Yes, this, that. I get it. Okay, just use it to your benefit. And if you don't like a particular firm, you don't have to trade with them. There's always another firm that you guys can trade. If you guys want to look at the different firms to kind of do some analysis on what one might work for you, those links are down in the description box. You can just look through the website and kind of see, which one fits your personality and trading style better. Now, again, the point of this video, how this gets me ready for next week, is because I don't want to look at my week here and try to duplicate these numbers. Okay. So I'm never trying to make, $1,500. I'm never trying to make, $1,500. If I make $500, that's fine. If I make 3,000, that's great. But I'm not trying to hit these numbers. I'm trading the setups that are coming to me naturally, and I'm stopping when I feel comfortable to stop out at. Okay. So again, keep that in mind. I trade until I feel comfortable, and then I just call it quits. The last thing I want to do is give away everything just because I'm trying to make more money. Okay. Greed is never going to get you anywhere. Just continue to focus on the process and do the right thing, and you're going to do much better as a trader. Another reason that I use, go through these numbers to get ready for the week is because I want to see here, how much am I comfortable losing from this $5,000 P&L this week to where I'm not going to lose, my mind, right? If I was to go down and have a red week of $1,000, is it going to be the end of the world? No. So I look at the numbers and I tell myself, if I'm managing my current week, my current upcoming week against my running net P&L for the past 3 weeks, well, I never want to lose all of it in 1 week. If it's taking me 3 weeks to build this $5,000 bankroll, I'm not going to go give it back in 1 week. So how much am I willing to give back? Because again, we're never going to be right every single day. We're never going to have every single day or every single week be a green week. We always have to be prepared to tell ourselves that we might potentially have a red week. So this week, I'm going to put it hard in my rules and highlight it and circle it and maybe tape it to my forehead as well as my wall and my computer screen, that I do not want to lose any more than $1,000 this week. So if shit hits the fan, the most I can lose this week, and I need to stick to it, is going to be $1,000. Okay. Whether that's $1,000 in 1 day, I'll have to stop trading for the whole week. Whether that's 250, times the 5 days, well, then I got to stop trading and I can't trade anymore after that. So I need to come up with a plan this week that's going to help me stay in bounds here to not lose more than $1,000. And to the upside, as long as we can add any type of P&L, I would say that this is already probably a good month. Making $5,000 a month trading, and I'm realistically, my trade windows for about 2 hours of the day. I'm trading from market open to around 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's not bad supplemental income. That's not bad income if you work a 9 to 5, if you do some stock trading, you do some options trading, maybe you're long-term investing, maybe you're trading with multiple firms. Adding an extra $5,000 a month to your bottom line is really, really good money. Okay. So again, it doesn't take a lot of accounts. You don't need to go out there and rush to try to get 20 funded accounts because you want to take a max payout. I'm kind of running the same system over at Top Step where, I'm making $2,000 an account or $2,500 an account over the month, and I have 3 of those accounts. You guys can kind of do the math. Again, you put those 2 and 2 together. Now you're upwards of taking out close to $7,000, $6,000, $8,000 a month out of the markets, which is really, really good money. Again, I combine that with what I'm doing on the option side of things, trading stocks. It becomes really good money again, but I'm not expecting it to always be like this. Okay. I'm always on the defensive. The only thing I can really do is focus on my strategy, try to stay calm, keep my emotions in check, and always manage my P&L, my running P&L against what's going on currently. So that even goes for, let's say, for example, I'm up $300 on the day. Okay. The last thing I want to do is put myself into a future trade on that day where potentially one trade will wipe out $300 worth of gains, whether that took one trade to get those $300 or it took 5 trades to make that $300. The last thing I want to do is take one trade that could potentially wipe out all those gains. So what I will start to do, and what I do is that every time I take a trade and it manages to win and the P&L starts to rise, I will then consider sizing down to protect those profits. And if I do take a loss, like let's say, for example, using the same example, if I was up $300 and I take a $100 loss, I might make that decision there to say, hey, you know what? Even though I'm still in the green, I'm just going to call it quits. I would rather lock in $200 than to potentially take a second losing trade and go to break even. That would trigger me mentally and emotionally to want to make it back. And in my experience over the past 10 years of trading, that is never a good feeling when you're trying to make back a green day. It's just, it's a means and cause for absolute destruction. I'd rather bite the bullet and lock in $50 in the green than to potentially try to crawl back losses when I was green and now I'm down. How many times have you been up $300, $400, $500 and finished the day red? It's a horrible, horrible feeling. And again, because trading is so difficult, again, I will be the first to raise my hand and tell you that this is not a big, easy game here. Okay. This business is very, very difficult. Learning strategies and indicators and all that stuff, guys, is the easy part. Managing your money and your capital and managing your mental headspace is the hardest thing to do, because it's really a true test of you versus you. Do you trust your strategy? Do you trust your technical analysis? Do you trust your risk management? If any one of those three things is falling out of line and you do not trust it, you will bite yourself in the rear every single time. I hope this video helps someone out there. If you guys want to trade with me, that link is down in the description box below. Also, if you want to check out those two prop firms, they're also down there in the description box below. Make sure to thumbs up this video. I'll see all of you guys in the next one.